Have you ever felt excluded? Imagine going to school but having to sit all alone, far away from everyone else. That's exactly what happened to a brave man named George McLaurin. In 1948, George wanted to attend the University of Oklahoma, but because he was black, they rejected him. But George wasn't one to give up. He fought back in court, and guess what? He won. This wasn't just any victory. George McLaurin's case helped change history for all black students in America. But how did he do it? Let's rewind and see how George challenged the unfair rules and paved the way for a more equal future. Ready to learn about a true hero who stood up for what's right? Then buckle up, because this video will expose you to things they never mentioned in your history textbooks. If you are still not following us, you are probably never going to see us again. But if you are, congrats! Now note, George McLaurin wasn't your average guy. He was born in Indian Territory, now Oklahoma, in 1894. He grew up in a time when opportunities for African Americans were scarce, but George was a fighter. He excelled in school, earning a bachelor's degree despite the limitations. His thirst for knowledge wouldn't stop there. George set his sights on higher education, and the University of Oklahoma seemed like the perfect fit. Now, here's the twist. Back in 1948, America had this crazy rule called separate but equal. Schools for black students and white students were supposed to be the same, but guess what? They were far from equal. Black schools were often underfunded and overcrowded, with fewer resources and outdated materials. Separate but equal was a lie that kept black students at a disadvantage. Can you imagine learning in a place where you felt like an afterthought? George knew this system was wrong. He believed that all students, regardless of race, deserved a quality education. So, in 1948, at the impressive age of 61, he applied to the University of Oklahoma's doctoral program in education. Shockingly, his application was denied, simply because he was black. But George wasn't going to take no for an answer. He, along with the NAACP, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, decided to fight back. They took his case to court, arguing that denying him admission based on race violated the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause, which of course unconstitutional. The court case, McLaurin v. Oklahoma State Regents, was a big deal. Newspapers covered it across the country. Imagine the pressure George must have felt. Finally, in 1950, the judge made a historic decision. He ruled in favor of George McLaurin. The court said that denying him admission because of his race was unconstitutional. This decision chipped away at the foundation of the separate but equal myth. But hold on, the story doesn't end there. The University of Oklahoma had to admit George, but they weren't exactly thrilled about it. They made him sit in a separate room, far away from his white classmates. He couldn't eat in the same cafeteria or even use the same library as everyone else. Talk about awkward. Despite these challenges, George persevered. He was determined to get his education. He sat in that lonely corner, day after day, studying hard and proving that segregation couldn't break his spirit. He even requested a desk and chair be brought into his designated area so he could be closer to the lectures. This simple request eventually led the court to order the university to provide him with the same educational experience as white students. George McLaurin didn't just win a seat in a classroom. He won a victory for civil rights that echoed through the halls of justice. He earned his master's degree with honors and went on to teach at Langston University, inspiring generations to come. So what can we learn from George McLaurin? That one person's courage can break barriers and change the world. Let's honor his legacy by standing up for what's right and fighting for equality, just like he did. Remember, it's not just about making history, it's about making a difference. Now I want to hear from you. Have you any time in your life experienced rejection due to your skin color? Share your thoughts and let's keep the conversation going. Together, we can ensure that everyone has the chance to learn, grow, and succeed. Let's make a change, one step at a time.
Following us, you are probably never going to see us again. But if you are, congrats. You are on a journey of discovery as we unlock the mysteries of the past.